guys, Duane Richins, Real D2D. Excited to bring you guys this new feature. It's called the Insider. We're going to talk about everything door-to-door real estate. Duane Richins, once again, and this is
Jeremy Davis, head coach over here on our coaching platform. Guys, you're going to love this. We'll bring this to you every week, give you a little bit of insight on what's working really well, what's not working really well, and then introduce everybody that's joined our program.
So I'll tell you a little bit about us. I've been in the industry, real estate industry. This is my 8th year. My first year, I only did it part-time because I was making a lot of money selling door-to-door alarm systems. And so I sold 89 homes my first year. I sold 10 my first month as a realtor. And it was all door-to-door. After 2 years, able to stop prospecting completely and averaged over $27 million in repeat referral business every year. So been doing door-to-door sales for over 15 years, and we figured out some pretty good systems that have helped a lot of people be crazy successful when getting into door-to-door sales, especially real estate. Jeremy, tell us a little bit about you.
Yeah, so I've got a similar story. I was in door-to-door sales for probably 10, 12 years. Sold all over the nation with my family. My wife and kids came with me. We sold in Atlanta, Texas, Utah, California, Florida. We were all over the place. And recently switched over to real estate 3 years ago. And my first 6 months out the gate, sold 25, sold 75 my first year. And the growth just continues to explode. Why? Because when I got into the industry, I picked up a mentor, picked up a coach, picked up a couple coaches, copy and pasted what was doing really well. And then obviously from there, I just said, hey, why should I just keep doing this door to door? And so pulled all the principles and lessons from door to door that I learned for the past 12 years, said, let's do this in door to door. And then obviously it just took off.
So you guys, there's something really cool about what we're doing. I personally have owned a brokerage, lending company, title company, insurance companies. I've built it all out. I was stuck in a certain place in the state I was at, couldn't expand. We have since joined EXP to where we can take on agents all over the United States. In fact, we have agents in so many states right now. We've been doing this about 2 months. We're about 30 agents deep right now and adding multiple a week. In fact, we're going to announce some new team members here in just a second. And our coaching program, we have coaching clients clear into Singapore, you guys. We've got coaching clients all over the U.S. that we've helped explode their business. Make sure you watch some of the testimonial videos that we put out of people that have made 10 times their money back in coaching within the first 3 months of being in our coaching programs. So we're going to bring a lot of valuable information to you to help you explode your business. Make sure you check into this each and every week as we give updates of who's doing what, how they're succeeding, what they're doing, what things they're struggling with, what we saw in our coaching program, as well as on our teams that people are struggling with across the United States, so we can help you be better agents. But with no further ado, I want to welcome and congratulate Brian Burnham and Joanna Oyla for joining our team. They are going to be killers in the industry, and excited to have them. We also added a bunch of new coaching clients. Jeremy, if you want to throw their names out there and congratulate them on the new program.
Yep. Yeah. So we've got Dylan Fujimoto out in Hawaii. So that's our first Hawaii one. So now we're all over the place. So that'll be really cool to have Dylan. He's a stud. He's got 10 years in the car industry sales. So it'll be cool to see how that translates over. We got Mike Wolf. He's an absolute stud, sniper when it comes to sales. He's in Pennsylvania. Is that where he's at? So Pennsylvania. We got Jacob Murray. That guy, dude, I think next year, I think he's going to be close to that 60, 75 year or 75 account mark his second year, which is
wild. He's knocking out of Chicago, you guys, in the cold and just crushing it.
Freezing. So he's got a really good family support system. He's got a good background, so I think he'll do really well. We got Carmen Ragusa up in Canada. We're getting quite a few up in Canada. So Canada's really just taken off. For some reason, door to door speaks really well to those up in Canada. So welcome Carmen, Jacob, Mike, and Dylan. It'll be cool to see how these guys do.
Well, and one other we just added that is absolutely crushing it. This guy came out of the gate, Leonard. And I'd love to say I know how to say your name right, but I don't so I'm not even going to try. But the bottom line is Leonard has been in our program only a couple months, 3 deals under contract already, and it's just crushing it. You guys, it's crazy how fast people get going. You take Jeffrey, we just did a recording of him and his interview 3 days after getting into our coaching program and working with the head coach, he put a deal under contract. And now he's on pace. Jeremy, what was his initial goals and where's he at now?
Yeah, so I think Jeffrey was going to probably end around 20 when we picked him up. I think that was kind of his goal. We've been working with him for a couple months, and I think now he's on pace to clear 40 or 45. So, I mean, he almost doubled what he thought he would do just by learning how to go to door. Another one that's crazy is Billy. Billy's out of Alabama. I think he only had the goal of doing 12, 15, maybe 16. Like it was very vague, but we locked him down. He's now to the point where he's going to leave his previous job because he's working 2 jobs. He's going to leave it. And then now he's on pace to do almost 35 deals. So most people that are coming in, they're seeing like an immediate impact, almost 2x their current plans.
Billy's a first responder, firefighter. I mean, just the man of all man. And it's been awesome to see him at the point where he's like, yeah, I'm ready to do this full time and get where I'm making the crazy big bucks.
You know, what's cool too, Duane, before we move on, you know, you brought up Leonard. What's wild about Leonard's 3 deals is they were a 2-for-1. No, a 3-for-1 by knocking doors. He knocked into someone. The mom and the daughter or something had to both sell their houses to then buy one. He listed both, got them under contract. And then he texted me today. He just put another one under contract, a new listing that he just snagged. So, I mean, he's rolling.
Isn't that incredible? And you take Andy, the same thing happened with Andy out of New York. Andy was out knocking doors. He had a pocket listing, found a buyer, made $24,000 by knocking doors shortly after being in the program. And it cost him nothing. Found the buyer, represented both sides. Fabulous move. And it's really cool. So I want to highlight some of our big players for this next week, for this last week where we've been monitoring. We keep track of everybody. And we're going to start with the team side. So big guys that are producing huge levels. Jay Rubio out of California. He put one new under contract and had 334 people contacted. This guy's single dad and just out crushing it and taking names, man. It's really cool to see him. Brandon out of Texas. Check out his numbers. 50 people contacted. Throws one under contract. And then Jaden's the one we talked about down in Atlanta. And Jaden did really, really well by just simply going out and doing the work. He's got people he's working with right now, off with lenders, and making some big splashes there.
Duane, for those that are watching this, Jay did what, 300 and something contacts? What did you say he did? 300 and something?
A little over 300.
What's the average realtor doing? How many people are they talking?
You need to be over 200 contacts a week if you're going to compete in our programs.
Yeah, you got to be over 200. A lot of people want to be in our program, but they're not willing to do that. The average realtor worldwide what would you say they do, like at a normal brokerage? How many people do you talk to? 7 people? So it's just a different culture, right? You come into our culture only being taught to do 7 to 10 a week. And then no, the expectation for us is 20. Like if you're not doing 20, we had someone today show up and they had to do wall sits. Like that's the standard in our group. And the guy went out and did 300 plus while being a single dad and put someone under. It's crazy.
Which is insane, you guys. And that's, you're competing with people that are doing the same thing as you. So if you're in a brokerage where it's okay to suck, it's okay to fail, you're going to follow that. If you're in a team, in a coaching group, and you're not competing for top 3, and you're not doing 200 contacts, but everybody else is, you're going to feel it. And we want you to feel it because it's a family. We're going to boost everybody up together and get you where you need to be. Jeremy, tell us about the coaching guys. I'm going to pull that one up next. I want you to go through and highlight our coaching players, what they did, why, and where they're headed.
Yeah. One quote that I read the other week that was actually really cool was saying that we don't rise to the level of our goals, but we fall to the level of our standards. And so that's what's cool about our coaching program is the standards are so high. So if you fall, like you're going to fall pretty high. So these are the top 3 in our coaching program. No surprise. You're going to see him there every single week is Jeffrey. Jeffrey absolutely killed it. He's probably putting 2 or 3 under contract every single week. So those 3 that he got under contract were in one weekend. He called me the other day and he's like, hey, I don't want to grind all December, but I do want to separate myself. I do believe in separation season. I said, cool, like still do 200 contacts. That's really easy for you. And put 1 or 2 under contract every week. And then sure enough, he did that. So Jeffrey's going to be up there every week. And then if you pull back up, we had Billy. Billy is absolutely killing it. He's one of our studs. He's the firefighter that's going to go all in on door to door. He'll be out probably in January. I really think he's going to clear 75 this next year. So he took a new listing, had another closing. And then, yeah, our third guy, I mean, dude, Chris is pounding it on the phone. So he's absolutely crushing it in the multifamily business out of California. These three are probably going to be up there quite a bit.
So, guys, I want everybody to join. Let's give these guys a round of applause. There's no reason why the love from going out and busting hard and working hard. It's impressive to see what they're doing. So, for laughing moments, I mean, we all have them. We have people that come out. Listen to this. There's always a time when you knock your first couple doors and you walk away from the door. And you're like, oh my gosh, what did I just say? What did I just do? We had a guy reach out to us this last week, and he's like, Duane, man, I walked up the door, I knocked on the door. He's like, I didn't even know what to say. And I literally left walking away from the door going, I totally fumbled. And that's going to happen all the time. So as part of this episode, it's not always going to be just laughing moments, but it's going to be, hey, what struggles did we deal with this last week? And how can we help you get better? So as part of that, Jeremy, what is the biggest struggle people dealt with this week in coaching and on our team setting that you feel like we should address here with these guys today?
Yeah, so I would say the biggest thing, and it's cool, what's cool about our program is because we're so involved with our guys and our girls on our team and in our coaching program, we listen to them and we adapt pretty fast. Like you want to be in a program that's always trying to provide as much value. So one big issue is a lot of people just aren't role playing that aren't seeing results. They're just not role playing. The script is so easy and the questions are the same every time. Homeowners aren't coming up with this like in the morning. And so the questions and the objections are always going to be the same. So they're just not role playing. So what did you and I do? We had someone suggest, hey, why don't we do a second role play group? And so literally that day, we found someone in our group that was able to do it. We put together a flyer, we pushed it out, and now we have 2 role playing groups every day. But again, those that are really struggling, for some reason they just aren't practicing, and you have to practice to get really good at this job to have a really high amount of results. So that's probably one, and I'm sure you've got something to say on that as well.
No, I think that's huge. People need to role play. They need to role play and they need to do their contacts, because when you're role playing, you get comfortable doing it. Number one, you get to where you know what to say. And then when you get in front of a live person and you practice it and you see the real objections come out each and every time,
Yep.
you get better, you get better, and you get better.
Yep.
So, and as you get better, guess what? Then you start to perform better. Once you start performing better, you start making a lot more money. And that's what we want to see each and every one of you guys doing each week as you get better at this. So, Jeremy, we got a couple minutes. We want to keep these kind of tight on time so we're not, using your valuable time. I want to do a quick role play with you. I'm going to be the client, and we're going to go over one of the objections that we're seeing a lot right now with Jeremy. Have Jeremy be the agent, and we're going to walk you through one of the biggest objections you're seeing right now, and that's, hey, Jeremy, we really want to sell, but we're going to wait till after the holidays.
Yeah, no, I totally get you, Duane. Answer this for me. What's like the main reason that's holding you back from selling right now and getting into that next house?
We just got a lot of family around. It's not convenient. My wife does not want to be moving and boxing up and leaving during Christmas.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think she wants to be putting up the decorations and you've got showings and she's got to get out and they got to come in. I hear you. At the end of the day, what's the most important thing to you when you go to sell your house, whether it's now or whether it's in February, March?
Just making the most money.
Okay. Just curious, like how familiar are you with all the houses that are selling right now in December?
I don't know much about it, Jeremy. Are people selling houses in December?
Yeah, so it's crazy. So the volume is actually there. A lot of homes are selling. Let me ask you this. Why would you sell your house in December? Why do you think people are selling? Why do you think people are buying? Because the volume's there.
And I have no clue. That baffles me. Maybe because people want to be home for Christmas. I don't know.
Yeah, either they want a new home, they have to move for deadlines, tax purposes. But what's crazy though is because there's not a lot of inventory, but the buyers need to move and the sellers need to sell. If you list your house and there's not a lot of buyers that are coming and there's not a lot of competition, don't you think that you would get like a pretty solid offer?
I mean, where we're in a townhome, I mean that would fit a lot of the people's budget. So it's more of a starter place. So yeah, I could see
Sure.
that.
So let me ask you this. So let's fast forward. Let's say you don't sell now, you sell in February, March, and now the rates have come down. There's a lot more buyers that are out and about. Don't you think that it would be a little harder on that purchase of the next house with all the competition?
Well, if I'm in a bidding war, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, it sounds like I mean, you've got a good head on your shoulders. It sounds like you understand that it'd be easier to sell now, and that you would get top dollar with the competition. Obviously, if we were going to go to list your house, Dwayne, we don't want people to step on your shoes or your wife's shoes, or we don't want them to interrupt family interactions. But if you could get way more now versus waiting, don't you think that you'd want to see how that's possible?
Well, I mean, walk me through that, Jeremy. How is that possible?
Yeah. So, like I said, since there's not a lot of buyers right now, the buyers that are looking are super serious. They're going to give you a solid offer. There's a reason that they're looking. So, for those that put their house on the market, they're not only going to get these buyers that come in, but they're going to get really solid offers that come in. Now,
But
let me
Jeremy,
ask.
correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, I'm in a townhouse.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to sell good at any time. So why wouldn't I just hold off? I mean,
Sure.
I'm going to get multiple offers if I wait and the rates come down. So,
Yeah.
and then my wife's happy. I'm happy. I mean, that's the way I'm leaning. It's unless you can give me some insight that I can convince her with. I mean, granted, I want that 3-car garage. I want the bigger house. I'm a dude. I want the extra space. But, if I don't have any ammo to convince her, because I've been working on this for a while,
Sure.
it doesn't make any sense. And right now, I think we're going to sell our house for more later, just
Yeah.
because it's a townhome and it's going to sell well anytime.
Yeah. No, I get you. Don't. Let me ask you this, Dwayne. Don't you think there's a lot of people that are in your boat that are waiting for February, March to sell their house to get top dollar for all the buyers that are coming out?
Yeah, for sure.
So if there's way more inventory on the market, way more options for buyers, is that going to get you a highest and best offer? Or do you think that I mean, you might not even get an offer.
Yeah, no, that's true.
So
But I think we should be able to get some. Don't you think?
yeah, no, I mean, like I said, whether you sell then or sell now, it's totally up to you. But right now, the buyers that are looking are aggressive. They're cash, they're investors, and they want to give you a highest and best offer. And then what's really cool is most of our listings right now, they're getting what's called a lease back. Have you heard of that before?
No. Is that where they just let me stay in the house a little bit longer?
Yeah, so you can get a highest and best offer because there's not that many buyers coming in, and then you can actually stay in this house for 2 or 3 months and wait with all the cash in your bank for all the inventory that's coming in February or March.
Gotcha.
And then
Okay.
what's cool too is Dwayne, I'm sure like obviously you and your family, you take the kid and look at all the Christmas lights. What does it make you feel or your kids feel when you're walking through houses or looking at houses in your neighborhood with all the Christmas lights up?
Oh, they love it.
Yep. So all those families that are going to come in, and granted, if you have family over, Dwayne, me as your agent, I'm not going to let them in your house. We'll schedule for another time. But when they come into your house, they're going to see all these Christmas lights. They're going to see the Christmas tree. They're going to feel good. They're going to smell the cookies. Don't you think that they're going to envision themselves in this house and want to give you a highest and best offer?
Yeah, no, you're spot on. I agree.
Okay, great. Well, it sounds like you and I need to meet with your wife. I can either come like later today at 5 o'clock, or I can come in the morning.
Later, she'll be home around 3:30, so I
Cool.
think that'll work out.
Cool. And Dwayne, like I said, if I come and I show you everything and it doesn't make sense, do you have to do this?
No, not at all.
No. But if the numbers make sense and she's on board and you're on board, don't you think that's worth taking a look at?
Yeah, as long as you get her on board, dude, I'm already there. I want to do
Okay.
it.
Okay.
I'm ready to get into that next house.
Okay.
So,
Sounds good.
guys, as you can see, he walks you through the process, asks a lot of questions, guides you to what you need to see and how you need to see it and where to take it to help your clients feel comfortable making that decision. He also got a lot of detailed information out of me to say that I'm ready. My wife's just the one that needs a little bit more help. So as we walk through these each week, we're going to go through scenarios that are live like this, role play through them, and help you see how to overcome them and get to the next level to where you are closing everybody you come across. But best thing first, guys, got to work. Got to push hard. Got to do 200 contacts. You got to practice, and you got to get with the right people to teach you where you need to go. So, Jeremy, any final words you want to give for our first insiders we're throwing out there? And these are going to come every week, you guys.
Yeah. So my last thing that I want to leave, guys, this is separation season. Ed Milet talks about it all the time. Like this is the 13th month. Whatever you put in now is going to just roll over into January, and it's going to give you an extra boost. Most agents are taking off right now, and they're not going to be back until February. So listen to these videos, listen to all the highlights of the agents that we have, come learn the standards and the rituals and the practices we have in our group. Reach out to Duane or I. You can text us, you can email us. We'll hop on a free consultation. I mean, we're here literally just to give value as much as we can. We just want to overload you with value. And if it makes sense at the end of the day to join our program, great. Reach out to us.
All right, guys. We really appreciate you being on the show. Make sure you stay in touch. I'm going to throw my phone number up here. Write it down, 801-243-4544. Thanks for being on the show, guys. Look forward to chatting with you.